Good evening. Welcome to Planning Development Advisory Committee virtual meeting by electronic participation and in person for September 12th, 2023. So I'd like to call the meeting to order. There are two meetings tonight, one being the Committee of Adjustment and the second being an advisory committee. It'll be two minor variance applications for consideration by the Committee of Adjustment, and it will be one consent for the advisory committee to comment on. Please note that the meeting is video and audio recorded. All electronic meetings are uploaded to the municipality's YouTube page. By registering to participate in the meeting by electronic means, you're consenting to have your likeness and comments recorded and posted on YouTube. So I'd like to start with the roll call. Jeffrey Bourne.
Present.
Dennis O'Connor.
Present.
Chris Picard.
Present.
Paul Sedra.
Present.
And I, Councilor Johnson, I'm present as well. So let's do a brief moment of reflection. Thank you. So moving on to item 4, confirmation agenda. Would you please read the resolution? Lynn?
That the committee approves the September 21st, 2023 agenda, or September 12th, 2023 agenda as circulated.
Okay, I will word and seconder. Moved by Dennis, seconded by Chris, all in favor? Yeah, I just want to circle back a little bit. I forgot to mention a couple of things. With us is our communications and committee coordinator, Lori Emery. She's manning the system here. We have our secretary treasurer, Lynn Banks, beside me, and beside Dennis, we have Asabi Jadhav and Zach Prince from the county planning department. Okay, thank you. So let's move to item 5, disclosure of pecuniary interest. Do we have any? No. Yeah, thank you. Item 6, then would you please read the resolution?
That the committee of adjustment approves the minutes from the meeting held August 8th, 2020.
The mover, Jeffrey, seconder. All in favor? Good, thank you. So we're into the item 7, application for minor variance or permission under section 45 of the Planning Act. And the purpose of a hearing for a minor variance application is to inform and provide the public the opportunity to ask questions or express views with respect to the minor variance. The township requests that you please notify the secretary of the committee by email at Lynn L. Banks at Posters.ca if you wish to be on record, would like to be notified of future hearings and decisions regarding the application. We also have sign-in sheets at the back. If there's any members of the audience who would like to be abreast of what's happening with the application. So the format of each hearing is as follows. Staff will present information reports specifically outlining the purpose of the application, summarizing compliance with the township's notification and submission requirements, and outlining staff comments. The applicant will present the purpose and details of the application and further relevant information. Following this, the public can obtain clarification, ask questions, and express their views on the proposal. And you will have a maximum 10 minutes to speak. Following this, the members of the committee will also obtain clarification, ask questions. Then the matter will be before the committee to render a decision, and the decision will be subject to the 20-day appeal period. So for us, we'll start with item 7.1, minor variance application D13 MAS, Christine and Gary Mason, 4668 Sidewalk 20 North, front part lot 20, concession 4, Township of Fusmanch, requesting relief of new comprehensive zoning bylaw 23-2018 as amended from section 11.3, table 11.2. The purpose and effect is to provide relief of section 11.3, table 11.2 to permit a reduced lot frontage along Forest Style Road to be 10 meters instead of 120 meters as required. Okay, so Lynn, would you please summarize the application,
Notice,
notification requirements, and submission requirements? And would you please also put the drawing on the board for it?
notice of the application was given in accordance with the provisions of the Planning Act. Notice requirements for the application have been met, and the following comments were received. From the Township of Portsmouth Fire Department, they've stated that they have no concerns with the application. Source Water has stated that the property is not located in a vulnerable area. The application can be screened out and does not require a section 59 notice under the Clean Water Act. And the GRCA has stated that the Grand River Conservation Authority has no objection to the proposed minor variance application. And information currently available at the office indicates that the subject property contains a wetland and the regulated allowance adjacent to the wetlands. Due to the presence of the above noted features, a portion of the property is regulated by the GRCA under Ontario Reg 150/06. Any future development or other alteration within the regulated area will require prior written approval from the GRCA in a form of permit pursuant to Ontario Regulation 150/06.
Good, thank you. So would the applicant or the agent for the applicant please come forward and present your application?
Good evening. So my name's Haley Keast from Van Herten Surveying. So as you can see, we had a severance application that was approved for this property. And the minor variance is a condition of the severance. So the property is a corner lot, with frontage along Forestel Road and Side Road 20 North. The severed parcel is along Forestel Road, and the zoning requirements are met for it. And there's a small section that's retained along Forestel Road, but the majority of the frontage is along Side Road 20 North. And that's where access from the existing house will remain. So we're requesting a variance for 10 meters versus 120 meters, for the small section along Forestel Road. Although it sounds quite large, technically the definition of frontage is the shorter of two roads for a corner lot. So that's why we're here. But the remaining section along Side Road 20 is over 300 meters. And yeah, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Lynn, are there any registrants who are requested to speak?
No, Mr. Chair, there.
Okay, and then Laura, would you please canvass the art to see if there's any individuals interested in speaking with respect to this minor variance? Sorry,
There's no one.
no attendees in the audience? Okay, fair enough.
Ratings are down.
Okay, so let's turn over to committee members. Jeffrey, do you have any questions of the applicant?
No, I don't.
Okay. Dennis?
No, makes sense. Thank you.
Chris?
Nothing for me. Thank you.
Well,
I'm good, thanks.
and I'm good as well. So let's go around the table with respect to the minor variance. So, Lynn, would you read the resolution?
That the committee approved the decision made by the committee, with no conditions.
Okay, so let's go and around the table. So it's either approved, opposed, deferred. Jeffrey? Approved. Dennis?
Approved.
Chris?
I approve.
Paul? Approved. I approve as well. All right. So let's move on. Okay, subject to 20-day appeal period. So we're moving on to the next one. Seven point two, minor variance application D13-GOD, Krista and Paula Godinvo, 6911, going to road 34, concession 2, rear part lot 16, township Fuslench, requesting relief of new comprehensive zoning bylaw 23-2018 as amended from section 4.4.2, table 4.1. The purpose and effect is to provide relief for one, section 4.4.2, table 4.1 to permit the accessory building to have a maximum lot coverage of 225 square meters instead of 200 square meters for a lot less than 1 hectare. And 2, section 4.4.2, table 4.1 to permit the accessory building to have a height of 6.1 meters instead of 5 meters as permitted. So, Lynn, would you please summarize the application, notification, submission requirements, and outlining staff, agency, and public comments and recommendations?
Notice of the application was given in accordance with the provisions of the Planning Act. Notice requirements for the application have been met and the following comments were received. The Township's Building Department said, as long as the building is for personal use only, they have no concerns or comments from a building code perspective for the accessory building, signs being increased from 200 square meters to 225 square meters, and maximum height being increased from 5 meters to 6.1 meters. They further stated that the building department did receive a permit application for this minor variance on May 25th, 2023. And should the committee approve this minor variance application, their technical comments will be made under the above noted building permit. The Township's Fire Department stated that they have no concerns with the minor variance request. And Source Water has stated that based on their review of the submitted documents, they have no objections to the proposed application, receiving draft approval pursuant to the Clean Water Act. There is no notice required for this proposal. It should be noted that section 59 notices may apply in the future to future planning applications. And then they added that the subject property is located in a wellhead protection area with a 25-year time of travel and a vulnerability score of 4. And in addition, it is located within a draft quantity WHPA. Policies related to the WHPA-Q do not currently apply to the property, but may apply in the future when it is approved. And to help maintain groundwater recharge, it is recommended that the best management practices such as LID measures are implemented on the property where possible.
Good, thank you. Laura, would you please, class the nine on the board? Well, that's it, sir. I guess I'm looking for a building,
Oh, I think it's just down a little.
there you go.
Right after we do this.
There you go, that's good.
So a little better.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Lynn, are there any registrants requested to speak?
No, Mr. Chair, there are not.
Okay, so, would the applicant, or agent, please, join us and present the application?
Hi again. Yeah, so the property, is 0.4 hectares and it contains an existing dwelling, pool area and an old shed. And the intention is to remove the shed and build a new one in its place, and it's slightly bigger. So we're requesting a variance for 225 meters square versus 200 meters square, and then 6.1 meter height, versus 5 meters in, the zoning bylaw. So it'll essentially be in the same place, just over slightly. And the remaining zoning requirements are met for this property. Yeah, as you heard, the building department was satisfied as long as it's used for personal use, and that's what it's being used for. And if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer, and the property owner's here as well, so
Okay,
questions for him.
thank you. So, Roger, please canvass the audience to see if anybody's there who would like to ask questions regarding the matter.
No, there's other things in the audience.
Okay, thank you. So let's turn it over to the committee members. So I'll start with you, Jeffrey. Any questions?
No, I don't have any.
Okay, Dennis,
No, the building department's covered it, so as long as it's personal use, I'm okay.
Chris?
Can you explain what personal use will be?
I believe it's just like a garage / shed storage.
I can tell you the one exactly what it's gonna be. Pretty much I'm gonna break it up into 3. The one's hanging out my motorcycle, sort of like a little man cave. The idea on the middle is when I retire, we're gonna buy a motorhome, so then we can park down the middle. And then the other side will be my lawn tractor, snow blower, and then all the pool, the chairs and all that. I gotta, once we knock down the barn, then they'll have to go in there, and that's pretty much how it'll be.
Thank you. My question was really around the risk of the use and wellhead protection. That satisfies. Thank you.
Okay, well,
I'm okay, thank you.
okay, and I don't have any questions. So let's go, around the table, either approve, oppose, or deferred, so Jeffrey? Approved. Dennis? Approved. Chris?
I agree.
Paul? Approved. And I approve as well. So we read the resolution, please.
Certainly. That the minor variance decision as made by the committee is approved with the following condition. That the existing old shed located at the rear of the property be demolished prior to the new shed being built.
Okay, all in favor? Wait, sorry, we need a mover and second. So we'll get a mover, Dennis, second, Chris, all in favor? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so it's approved and subject to a 20-day appeal period. Thank you. All right, so, new business, do we have any new business? Okay, and, German Committee of Adjustment, read the resolution then.
Certainly, that the committee of adjustment hereby adjourns at 7:16 p.m.
Okay, we have a mover and a seconder, Paul, second, Jeffrey, all in favor? Thank you. Okay, let's move into the, next item. Okay, so, start, I'd like to, call the, Planning, and Development Advisory Committee meeting to order. And, as I mentioned at the start of the session, that, we have two minor variances, before us. And I'd like to do the roll call again. So Jeffrey Bourne. Present. Dennis O'Connor.
President.
Christopher Carr.
Present.
Paul Sedra.
Present.
Council John Spruce, I'm present as well. And let's do a moment of reflection. Thank you. Let's move on to item 4, comprehensive agenda. Would you read the resolution, please? Rick?
That the committee approves the September 12th, 2023 agenda as circulated.
Okay, may I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Dennis, second by Chris, all in favor? Thank you. Then do we have any disclosures of conflict of interest?
No, I have not received any.
Okay. I'd like to mention that this meeting is video recorded and all in-person or electronic meetings are uploaded to the municipality's YouTube page. Are registered to participate in the meeting by electronic means or consent to have their likeness and comments recorded and posted on YouTube. Okay, so delegations, we have none. Consent agenda, then would you please read the resolution regarding approval of minutes?
That the Planning and Development Advisory Committee approves the minutes from the meeting held on August 9th, 2023.
Okay, a mover and a seconder, moved by Paul, seconded by Jeffrey, all in favor? Okay. We have no other consent items, notice of public meetings or hearings. We have none to report. Okay, let's get into, the reports, Land Division Committee, so, Lori, would you please put the drawing on the board for us? Okay, thank you. So please note that the committee's mandate is only to provide comments to the county's Land Division Committee when it considers the matter for approval. And just turn to our county planning staff. Do we know when this will be on the agenda?
Through the chair, I believe the meeting date is the second Thursday in October.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so would you please, would the applicant or agent please come forward?
Good evening, my name's Finney, J.R. Finney, Ontario Land Surveyor. Excuse me, surveyor, and this is Nicholas Demerin, he's one of the family members.
Okay, thank you. So, I'll read out the, item, 9.1.1, seventh application, B 62-23, also known as B10 BAM, Flavia Demerin, part lot 10, concession 10, misplaced known as 218 Hume Road, Township Whistling. Proposed severance is 45-meter frontage by 180 meters, or 0.8 hectares, vacant lot for proposed rural residential use, retained parcel is 3.3 hectares to 55.58 meter frontage, existing and proposed rural residential use for the existing house, shop, and pool. Okay, so I'll leave it to you to do the presentation.
Thank you. Yeah, I think you've outlined the location. It is approximately a 10-acre parcel for the original whole parcel, approximately 10 acres for those used to thinking in terms of acres. And we are going to propose to sever off approximately just under 2 acres if this severance goes forward. The family has lived there since 1979. They have built a house there, they've planted the trees there. The father passed away a while ago, and now the family is looking to organize their future. And so part of it is they're looking at the potential for applying for this severance. I don't know, Nicholas, is there anything that you want to add?
No, just that we've been there, like we said, my parents have been there since the eighties, early, like 1979, 80. And, yeah, just over time, we know that there's been a lot of, severances along Hume Road. I think we are one of the last properties that hasn't. And, we're actually probably the oldest family there right now, possibly even on that street, and that. And then just, it's part of a retirement planning for my mom, and that's what we're looking for.
Okay, so, before we turn it to the, committee to ask questions, so Lynn, could you please read the conditions that, the township's proposal?
The first condition is that the owner satisfy the requirements of the township of Westland financial and otherwise including taxes paid in full and payment of the consent review and condition clearance fee. The second is that an EIS is to be provided to the township for the purpose of a peer review to the satisfaction of the township. And third, that the owner enter into a development agreement with the township of Westland for the purpose of the peer review of the EIS to include third-party cost recovery.
Thank you. So go around the table, Jennifer. Questions?
No, I have no questions.
Okay, Dennis?
No, I'm okay with it.
Yes.
If I'm reading the sketch properly, there would be it's a very heavily treed part of the site that you're severing off.
Well, the whole site is covered in trees now. Like I say, they planted the trees, well, quite a while ago because they're pretty tall. The reason we got it at the back is because there is an open area that's there that will minimize the number of trees that are going to be impacted. So we're trying to organize things as carefully as possible. There is also additional land that is available on the retained parcel to plant additional trees, if that is one of the requirements of the EIS.
Second question, absent dimensions on the building envelope outline. Is there any expectation you would be seeking minor variance for setbacks given the size of the house on the property? Or is it going to be in compliance with bylaw?
It will be compliant with the bylaw.
Thank you. That covers it.
Okay, well,
I'm good, no one thing.
okay, I have a question. Typically, we do a 1 acre severance. And this is 0.8 hectares or 2 acre severance. What is the reason for having that much severance?
Well, the topography, first of all, is irregular in that area. It's hilly. And it really, in terms of providing an attractive and useful and sort of a good visual site for the Severance. That's the reason it's going to the back. It is 2 acres, which is a little larger than what you say, it's larger than 1 acre. We could keep it to 1 acre, but we would end up taking out a lot more trees because it's a more heavily treed at the front. Where the proposed building envelope is, there is an opening in the bush. And so that's why it's set back at that distance.
Thank you. All right, so, we heard the conditions from staff, so, do we have a consensus that we support the application? Yeah. Okay, so then, would you read the resolution that the committee supports the application with respect to this Severance?
Certainly, Mr. Chair, before I do, can I read the comments received
Sure.
by the Township's Fire Department? They said they had no concerns with the application, except to remind the applicant to maintain the driveway to the residents, including ensuring any tree plantings will not slow down responsive emergency vehicles to the residents.
Yeah, I should ask the county for their opinion. Does the county have any concerns with the conditions proposed by Township staff?
Through the chair, not necessarily concerns, but typically what county staff look for when we write our report is that because this is located in it's heavily treed, but it's also in the Greenlands designation in our official plan. So to us, that designation has to be satisfied that there's no negative effects to the wooded area. And so we would likely ask that EIS be completed first prior to the committee making a decision. So we'd likely ask that it be deferred until that EIS is completed.
So we don't have to defer it here, you will defer that here.
That's probably what we would ask for.
Fair enough. Okay, so, going around the table, we, we support this, application. So, have a mover, and a seconder, then could you read the motion, please?
That the committee support the Severance application B 6223, subject to the conditions as read before.
Okay, fair enough. Mover, all, second, Clifford, all in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Next item, number 2 is only about amendment application done, correspondence, we have any
No, Mr. Chair, we do not.
new business, anybody for new business? No? Okay, Lynn, would you read the, adjournment?
That the Planning and Development Advisory Committee divide adjourns at 7:27 p.m.
Okay, mover, then second, and Chris, all in favor? Thank you. All done. So,
Thank you.